Greetings everyone, for those who are watching. The Impromptu podcast resumes once again. I am determined Saito, and I'm joined once again by RaionBomber and our new guest, Bram. How are y'all doing
What
tonight?
up?
How are all you two doing tonight?
Alright. Life's going.
Life is going.
Yeah, man. How's life? How's everything going?
You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Alright.
Kinda wish I wasn't though.
Why, what's going on?
Yeah, life.
Same. Life is life. If it wasn't life, it'd be death. Something I wish for sometimes.
I think for the life, buddy. Like, I think we can all agree with that.
So as per usual, we usually start off with what we've all been playing lately. Who wants to go first?
I
Not
guess
me.
it's me.
Yeah, not me.
Alright.
Okay, dang. It's not much has really changed. It's still more Gundam Versus
Mm-hmm.
for PlayStation 4.
Yep.
I can't think of anything. Oh, I've been playing a lot of... What? Oh, Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. I don't know, I'm like so frustrated that I can't understand the game, so I keep playing it.
Well, you're in luck because you got someone here who's very knowledgeable on that game.
Talk
Oh,
about.
that's cool.
Yeah.
My God, yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but I like to think I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I think I'm okay.
And let's see. Oh, and Everybody's Golf for the PS4.
Everybody's golf.
Yeah, went back to that.
Actually, better than Guilty Gear, to be honest. Like, I would rather play Everybody's Golf than Guilty Gear.
Yes, that is a thing. It's just like, you can't feel bad about losing at Everybody's Golf because either people are going to do trigonometry to get like the right velocity of the ball to go into the tiny hole when the wind's blowing while it's raining, or you're just going to just hit the ball.
What if Everybody's Golf had Danger Time, though?
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's
It almost feels like that when you like when you're just trying to hit the meter and then you like miss and like it gets even worse because you're probably in the grass somewhere, so that means you're able to miss more and you get like a bad shot and it just goes off in the woods somewhere.
and then Toad shows up and goes, "Oh, B." Wait, that's Mario Golf.
Damn. Oh god. Now I got a cute android girl named Lulu and she'd be like, "That's out of bounds."
That works.
Yeah. So yeah, Everybody's Golf. Like last week, it recently got like a 4 GB patch, and I was just like, "Why the fuck is this getting a patch?" And it was the signal of the start of the international tournament, which was the only online tunnel that was not open, and I forgot all about that.
Oh wow.
I thought that was a Danger Time patch.
The Danger Time patch. Okay, so like, yeah, international tournament is just like a little thing where you just try to do this hard version of one of the courses they already have, and you either, qualify for the finals by like, getting a hole-in-one in almost every freaking shot against like 30,000 other people playing online, or yeah, you just enter your one time and appreciate the fact that you get 2 free costumes just for entering.
It's,
It's like a big event thing, more or less.
Pretty much, yeah, because if you do well enough, you get, like, asked back to come to the finals in the game and try to, like, get more stuff. I know I didn't do well enough at all, because I normally try to play with the Power Club, and since they forces the Standard Club on you, yeah, I couldn't do nothing. Oh yeah. Gundam Versus. So yeah, once again, the game still has no God Gundam, so Amir's not gonna play it.
Nope.
Yeah, I've heard that one a lot. I know a lot of people who do play the game. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's my cup of tea, but it looks cool. I guess. It seems fun. Looks fun anyway.
It's like it's just surprisingly deep for an arena fighter, and it's just like I guess this is the whole deal of it being a 10-year arcade series.
Yeah, I've heard that one a lot, and even, like any game that's been out for 10 years eventually gets way deeper than it was intended to be. Honestly.
Unless it's Smash Bros. Brawl.
Maybe any game is a wrong way of putting it into words. Actually, no, a lot of games are got easier, but some games do get harder just to keep sure the. Pardon. Make sure that the players stay on board.
Yeah, like I believe Gundam Versus is the same because they added like a mechanic to make it easier for people to land, so they don't have to like land on their own. But like because of that mechanic, it's all like, you know, there's like no point of like doing something that was part of the older games. So it's just like, yeah, just keep boosting.
That's what I heard. I think a lot of people talk about boosting when I heard, and I'm just like shaking my head, like I know what they're talking about, but that's all I hear. So I'm assuming that's pretty prevalent in
right. It's like movement is everything because like, you know, if you're moving properly and, you know, properly fighting over that neutral so you can do your combo that like takes half of their HP, then like, you know, that's pretty much what it's all about until somebody throws a nuke and then ruins the game.
Like I guess like that quote, movement means everything. I think that applies to almost every modern fighter, really.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, well, just footsies and yeah, just like really with the 3D fighters, because like Jesus, like it's not hard to do the moves when you get there, but it's just getting there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy and say every fighter other than SF5.
Yeah.
Jokes aside. Yeah, movement really does matter. Like 2D or 3D, or even like arena games, or for people who likes to discredit Smash and say, "Oh, Smash is a party game." Like I don't really play Smash, but from what I've watched, movement is like super important in that game.
It's super important. In Smash,
oh, man.
Like I see more rolls than rolls on my stomach in that game. Like movement is so important. Pretty wild.
Smash is a pretty like, in my opinion, when I look at Smash, it's like you're technically never safe when you're in Smash. Like even if you do something that is like plus on block, you're still technically not safe because there's so many like options of things that you can do, whether it be off shield, out of shield from a spot dodge or whatever, or just when someone's approaching or kind of getting away from you. Like, it's one of those games that like it's actually like when you really want to get into a competitive state, it's actually scarier than people think it is.
I can imagine, like, the way neutral and Okizeme works looks very different to a lot of other 2D fighters. Which, I mean, to each their own. Like, I don't know. I kind of like the way, I kind of like my own Oki and neutral. I don't want to try anything new, but some people do like new things.
So, what it...
Versus, and,
Guilty Gear.
Everybody's golf.
Everybody's golf, and man, though, just like, yeah, I don't know though.
If you don't mind me asking, who do you play in Guilty Gear?
Guilty Gear? Well, I'm trying to go around and see who I like, because it's like really the biggest thing for Guilty Gear for me anyway is just like I couldn't really get attached to a character because they were just, I don't know, yeah, because anime fighter, and it's just like normally I'm like attached to just like karate people or the really weird person, and it's just like everybody's weird.
Yeah, I guess maybe you like Faust because he's kind of weird, but even then, like, I feel you. There's no quote traditional karate guy. You know, there's no like Ryu, like I walked the path of honor or whatever. Like there's no guy that's just doing a bunch of kicks. Nothing like that, really.
Even the closest thing to a karate character with Kum Hayum plays very different than our. Like it doesn't play traditional.
Right, absolutely. Like, you know, when your DP's a Tatsumaki, boy.
Yeah.
motions are very interesting. Like he only has, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like 3 motions, but you change them all depending if you hold back, you hold them, you tap them. It's very interesting to say the least. It's unique. I'm not a fan of it personally. I think it's like, why would you go out of your way to do that? Just fucking make him normal 4 circles. But I do think it's unique. I do like it. And I'm also kind of glad you didn't say Baiken, because I think that's every beginner's first character.
It's like, I don't know, for me, it's like, okay, so it was the Hoon, like, he drew me first, and then I, like, gravitated towards Johnny for some reason, and then, like...
Johnny's cool. Johnny's super cool.
And then, like, when I first played Sign, I really wanted to play Ramlethal, but I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, you know, I kind of dabble in Ramlethal now, but I'm still learning. I haven't even finished the tutorial yet. And my friends are like, finish that, and I'm just like, no, and then he just keeps beating me with Kai.
Yo, your friends are right. Finish the tutorial.
Oh man, now I'm just all like, you know, where's the neutral? Oh, Kai's sword took it.
Well, to be fair, that's one of Ramlethal's big issues, is that to play neutral with her, you're forced to either have your good normals but not have any tools, or you can put the swords out on the screen to be tools, to be projectiles, you know, stationary projectiles, kind of like Jin from Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But you lose your normals. And then no other character in the game has to make that sacrifice. Characters with buttons like Kai or Faust or Raven or Johnny, they don't have to make that sacrifice, and suddenly you see why they're better characters than Ramlethal. Ramlethal's pretty weird. She has like the Tekken strings, you know, like ABC, or punch kick, whatever. But you get what I mean. Like, yeah, they're like Tekken strings. She's scary. Once she knocks you down, she's very scary.
Isn't it like 7 or 5-way mix-ups she's got?
Well, depending on the knockdown she gets, she can go left or right in the corner, similar to Chip. But otherwise, she has very good, you know, like delayed overhead, like delay I-80, well, not I-80, but delayed air dash. And she also has a command grab. And they all
command grab. Damn, I need to finish the tutorial. Anyway.
Yeah, Ramlethal, her Oki options are very strong, but unfortunately her pressure is a little bit predictable because of the way her buttons work. Tekken, you're forced to go into a string.
Yeah. Okay. I have been playing Tekken 7 as well. Geese just dropped, so yeah. As a KOF fan, I had to touch that game, and then I suddenly learned how to do Raging Storm, and I'm just like, it was this easy the whole time? What happened? And then I literally just went back to KOF 14 and did the Raging Storm cheat code that unlocks the frame data and training mode. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I remember when Geese came out, like whenever it came out, everyone was like, "Whoa, look at this motion," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I just do it like 3-4 times in a row. I was like, "All right then, what else?"
Geese was cool. I didn't play him much, but I saw others playing him. He was pretty cool. I really like the remixes for him. They're pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
his stage is awesome.
I really like his stage too.
I also like how when he is on that stage, it has that little like introduction thing. It's like an art of fighting 2.
It's like art fighting, right? Yeah.
Or at least I think it was art of fighting 2.
I love the fact how they got an English voice actor just for him to say like 7 things and then walk out.
Yeah. Like all of his win quotes and stuff, and that is fully English, but like his actual in-game fighting voice is still the Japanese voice actor.
And it's like he has a taunt button, and that's also the English voice actor too. And I'm just like, why?
Your boy Geese is multicultural, man. He is progressive.
He's the first weeb.
He is the first weeb. Oh my lord. Yeah.
Like, man. It's like, yep, time for It's time for Geese to show up in Mario Kart.
along with Akuma.
I think Akuma will come first.
First.
See,
Oh my
I
God.
don't know what other stuff I've been dabbling in. I don't know, for some reason too. Like I've been like dabbling in like Vanguard Princess because I didn't know it had an update like 2 years ago, and I'm just like, what?
I've actually tried running that game recently, and for some reason my computer has this thing where it will boot the game, and then the screen where like the game window is will just show like a plus, like a peace sign, like two or a victory, like you know what I'm talking about, like the 2 fingers. It'll just show that symbol on the screen, and it just hangs on that, and that's it. It won't let me actually play the game.
It doesn't want you to play the game.
It wants me to play good games. That's why.
Dang.
It's like, no, don't play. You can't play as this. You can't play as the Glasses Ninja Girl.
The Glasses Ninja Girl.
You couldn't find a more fitting character than Glasses Ninja Girl, could you?
I was just like amazed that it had like an update, and I'm just all like, oh, and they just changed all this music around, like added like 5 more stages, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, like be better than Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we are so mean.
Or not.
I'm like dissing Street Fighter 5 on a daily basis. Like now we have I have a group meme where like when anything goes wrong, I'll just be all like, how have we come this far? How did we survive? Damn it.
That was a good game. That was a good song.
I
It was good.
love Cross Second.
It was very neutral heavy, but the thing is, once the ball got rolling, it was very hard to stop the ball from rolling.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you saw a lot of timeouts, because like once the ball got rolling, you could lane somebody out so hard.
Mm-hmm. And because people weren't playing with gems, so their damage was way lower. Like the game was designed with gems for the damage and everything, and they're like, "Oh, you don't want to use that." I'm like, "You guys are actually retarded."
I remember Justin Wong's Chun-Li. Oh my lord, that was really boring.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. When I mean boring, I don't necessarily mean it's like bad to watch. I just mean, he was very boring, which in a good way. In a good way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see that in 5. In 5, it's all about comebacks. It's all about being, quote, the alpha male, as Punk says it.
Yeah. I got John, who's the alpha.
I'm hungry alpha. Man, I love Punk. He is such a good player. But
Yeah.
I got Sean hungry. I like that. That quote is fucking hilarious. But no, man, please don't.
Like, come on, man. Like, a person who actually if someone wanted to actually fight him, he would freaking run. You know he would run.
He's a youngster, isn't he? I think he is. Well, I mean, I'm young. I can't call him youngster, but he's pretty young.
Yeah.
Honestly though, I'm kind of glad he's interested in BlazBlue. So good on him. He's got good taste.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what character he wants to play too.
Okay.
I think he said.
I'll be right back. I gotta go do something.
Alright. So I guess, do you want to go next, or should I go until he comes back?
I don't mind going next. It's whatever you're more comfortable with, I suppose.
I think because my shit's gonna be kind of typical shit, so
All right, fair enough.
he can hear stuff while I'm there. I guess for myself, what I've been playing lately is, Tekken 7 because it fucking has a new character. What else have I been playing? Shit, actually I haven't been playing much at all.
Back at it again.
I guess Guilty Gear, I've been playing that too, but I'm not gonna put that down on this thing. Shit. I'm completely spaced out. This music is not helping either, but that's just me. What was that game called? Oh, fuck, there we go. Animal Crossing Pocket fucking Camp.
I've seen everybody playing that. I still haven't. I haven't joined the bandwagon yet.
And of course, I've been also playing Undertale on PS4.
Oh my god.
There's a reason for this one. I'm actually experimenting something because like I did a genocide run recently because I record footage of the Japanese version of it because like all over YouTube and like Nico Nico and shit like that, there's no like clean upload of the Japanese version genocide end with no commentary or anything like that. There's people who are like they have it, but you hear this guy going, you hear like people going like, whoa, oh, nani kore, or you hear just like
Hi.
yeah, you see that stuff like that, and I'm like, what the hell? But like, I made one just clean, just no commentary, no voices, just straight, just gameplay. So that's what I wanted to do. But then, so after I got it done, which by the way, fucking PS4 version is like objectively worse than the PC version, by the way.
I can imagine, like, I don't think it would be better. They just wanted to, well, they needed to get, well, not needed, but they wanted to get a port out, rather.
Yeah, I think it would have been better to put it on, like, on the Switch, personally. It would have made a lot more sense.
I guess. Maybe, it could have been something with Sony. Who knows?
Probably, but...
Maybe Sony gave them more money. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. But, one thing is, like, all the freaking, like, the fourth wall breaking and shit like that, it's not as effective. Because for one, the game doesn't crash at all in any of those situations. Like, which is like,
yeah, it is. You know, it is what it is. It's like console. You know. Like that's a big issue, right? So you can't really do much.
The funny thing about it is that I remember like there was a DS game I played a long time ago called like I think it was called Contact, and that game had like fourth wall breaks similar to this. Hell, it even had like a fake out crash in the game itself, and like you actually had to like close the DS and open it back up. Like you had to put it in sleep mode, and you had to open it back up to make it work again, and shit like that. It was in the game story mode and everything, and yet you know they can't do the same thing for a PS4 game. But anyways, my experimentation right now is I did a genocide run. Then I deleted my save data on the actual PS4 itself in the save data utility, and then I boot the game up and it looks like it's totally normal, like I just played the game for the first time in my life. So now I'm playing through it, sporadically playing through the whole game again, and seeing if it's gonna have those like permanent effects. You know what I'm talking about?
It stays the same or different or whatever.
Yeah, like when you do a true pacifist and there's those little, like I guess you could say the little alternate end that happens at the end. If you've seen it.
A few, not everything, but I am knowledgeable in some of it. Yeah.
Like there's a little thing where like if you choose to stay with Toriel, there's a little thing where she leaves the pie, the door shuts, and then you think it's Frisk sleeping in the bed. And then they like shoot up and they're awake and you see Kara show up and they have like glowing red eyes and shit. That's like one of the alternate ends.
Well, that stays on console.
Yeah, I'm wondering if me deleting my save data, if it's gonna do that when I do eventually go through it. Because like I didn't do the thing where, you know, when you do a genocide end and it has the whole, like, 10-minute silence and, like, you know, you have to wait and you sell your soul. I didn't do that shit yet. So it's like, big fuck.
One way to find out. It's only one way to find out, man. There's only one way to find out.
Biggest the funk.
Thinkums. I think thinking is the best thing that came out of this year. Like, the overusage for thinking emoji.
Yeah. I think it's becoming a problem what I've done with the thinking. My favorite is this one guy. If Ryan comes back, I'll mention the actual name of the dude. There's this one dude who like he always talks about how he wants to like play people in like Tekken or other fighting games. I'm like, alright, I'll be like, okay, square up, and then he'll like duck me every time. So like every time he ducks me, I'll be like, why are you ducking me? And he's like, I don't duck you. So then I post every single fonk I currently have as an individual like photo comment.
You gotta be like this. Holy squad.
Yeah, I gotta be the bully squad.
Lord.
True.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like, hey man, if somebody says they want to play a game, like, just tell them, yo, I want to play.
Yeah, if they're gonna duck, then like I can. It's time to get fucking trolled. That's how it works.
Well, it's a little bit unfortunate they have to get trolled, but yeah.
Like
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, don't say to people, "Yo, come get these hands," and then duck people. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if they're talking shit like that, then they know what they signed up for.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Speaking of hands, Tekken 7 is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, lots of hands up there. Yeah, lots of hand to hand.
Lots of hand-to-hand combat. Oh, speaking of Tekken, oh wow, fucking Eris just went online. That's good. So now,
Yeah.
all zero traffic of whatever was being here is now going to there now.
But yeah, we were talking about this earlier, but yeah, Tekken 7 looks so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so pretty, and like I want to like I've seen a bunch of pictures like Geese and Akuma and all these other characters like yo Capcom versus SNK3 and like they're just joking around and whatnot, but man, this game looks so pretty. Like honestly. I always say, I have an issue with games that tend to look realistic like this. Is that sometimes they end up looking ugly a few years later. Like the older games like 1, 2, and 3 might not live up. Another famous example, I guess, would be Tomb Raider. Like that game does not look. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
Like compare like Tekken 3 and Third Strike. I think Third Strike looks prettier today.
Yeah.
But Tekken 7 definitely looks prettier than SF5. Like.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt about that. Tekken 7 looks like freaking amazing compared to 5.
It does look gorgeous. And yeah, like all the characters look good. I hope. I mean, they're still so. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're gonna keep adding characters, but none of them are gonna be guest characters from now on, right? Is that what it is? That's
the thing. It's like we haven't heard anything about those like legacy characters. Like people are saying like, yo, they're gonna bring back like Lei Wulong or Julia Chang and stuff, and then like Tekken World Finals came out, and they showed off Noctis, and then that was it. They didn't say anything about the legacy characters.
Well, I mean, DLC is pretty popular, and this is Namco we're talking about. I'm sure there's going to be more coming. Noctis comes out spring, right?
Yeah.
I think they might announce a character come Evo, like by the time it's Evo. This summer, after all.
Yeah. Like, Noctis is coming out. They say spring. I'm expecting it to be like early summer, honestly. Knowing how it was.
Yeah, I mean, Geese came out really late. Well, not really late. Like, it's still winter, but.
Like, he came out like literally. What's it called? He came out like literally the very end of November, which is like the beginning of December. So it's like,
It's like I remember SF5. They're like, "Yo, this character's coming out September," and they make sure to release him like September 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in September, alright. I mean, you're not wrong, but
I'm still waiting for that Alex trailer.
I actually think that trailer came out like 4 days after they announced him. Like, for real. I don't even know why. Like, yeah, it's been out for a year now, but like, why would they? Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. The Guile trailer came out like a week before Guile came out. Came out days after Alex came out.
Yeah. I remember like the Guile and the Ibuchi and all our shit. They had like their trailer, and they also had like their page updated on the Japanese Street Fighter 5 website. So like I was able to like go into the website and steal the sound for the song.
Yeah, they had like their themes and whatever.
Yeah.
Those are pulled up, and like Capcom UK was going through their move lists and whatnot. Yeah. But for Alex, my first exposure, and I think everybody's first exposure, wasn't Capcom UK or Capcom Japan. It was Tool Assisted playing him online.
Yeah.
A week before he came out, and I'm like, man, no, Street Fighter, not like this, Capcom. and that's when it all started going down, I think. But
The data for him and the update came out, and his song was there and everything. And that's how people found out.
song. I am actually glad they didn't ruin his song. It's still pretty good, if you ask me.
It's one of those songs you have to try to fuck up, though. That's the thing.
It really is, yeah. Like it's a good theme.
Well, I personally think the Third Strike version's a bit overdone, but it's still like a good song.
I think the Third Strike version is a little bit more classic because of the Evil Moment 37. Like, everybody knows it because of the Let's Go Justin. Because Second Impact soundtrack is amazing, and if people don't know that yet and haven't listened to it, I really recommend they do. I really, really think it's a good, like, to put in, to listen to the entire Second Impact soundtrack. Because it is really good. Third Strike is good too, don't get me wrong, but everybody knows the Third Strike soundtrack. We didn't get a Third Strike HD release. Oh, wait, sorry, my bad. We didn't get a Second Impact HD release. We got a Third Strike HD release. Everybody knows what the game sounds like. Second Impact did some good things.
I actually have a lot of Second Impact songs on my Third Strike Online Edition.
They're very good songs, honestly. Like, the Third Strikes are amazing too, but like you said, some of them are overdone, which is fine, but it's nice to kick back a little bit.
Like, I put, for example, like the Character Select Screen song from that game. I also have, like, fucking, what's it called? Like, the Ryu theme from Second Impact in that thing, because I actually like that song better than this Third Strike song.
Strike one, but the issue with the Third Strike one is it's not, there's no real harmony in it. It just goes, which is fine. Like, you know, it's a fight, but I mean, I'd be kind of hypocritical if I was like complaining about no harmony and I play like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear and but with those soundtracks. But the Second Impact theme is very chill. It's very, very calming. It's good. I like calm songs and I like super duper metal songs. They're both good.
We are the metal. Birds fly.
My favorites. Okay, actually, funny story about that song.
Yeah.
So, during Toryukin Top 16, when I was playing Lofo, the Kai player.
Yeah.
I think he's from Montreal. I could be wrong, but like 99% she's from Montreal, and like his side of the crowd, like all the Montreal boys were next to him, and I was like, oh my god, stop cheering for him! I feel so nervous right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick the Raven stage and the Raven theme just to make me feel like a little bit more at home. And he looks at me, and he's like, really, man, really? And I'm like, what? What do you want from me? Like, what do you want, man? It's like it's my theme. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you want? Kai bullying aside, because I actually do like Kai, but Kai bullying aside, yeah, I just that song is pretty unique. I think it's the only character theme with lyrics, well, other than Dragon Install Soul.
Yeah.
That one very often.
If I were on stream again for Guilty Gear, I try and make sure they have freaking Heavy Day. I put that song on.
Honestly, it's a good. Well, the first time I heard it, I kind of wasn't feeling it because it was the only song with lyrics, right? I listened to it, I was like, man, this song is actually dope. I like this song.
I like putting that song on, especially when it's like a good fight, when it's going back and forth and stuff. It like really makes it really super hype.
Yeah, a lot of the songs with lyrics, like Raven's theme is one of them. Another one that I really like that I feel like I pick too often.
Must Die.
Yeah, Must Die. But when it comes to Guilty Gear, Sky should.
Shoutouts to I picked Must Die at Youmacon, and everybody who would play on the stream station would just press like confirm immediately. So everyone was from then on was playing on Must Die.
People who don't check the song before they play are the weakest race, I think.
Or then there was for Tekken, I ended up one point when I was up on the station, I changed like 2 stages songs Mishima Jojo and Brimstone. I changed Brimstone to have that He Hates Shadow song, like that.
Oh, okay.
The freaking
Yeah, I remember that. The one they used in the trailer or something like that. Wasn't
yeah,
it?
it's like the best song in the game, honestly, at least from like, the actual main soundtrack. So I changed that song to be the Brimstone Fire stage, and then Grand Finals happened, and they're like, "Yo, there was this one guy who was on stream, and he changed some of the songs, and now Grand Finals ended up having that hype ass song for their Grand Finals." So like, shouts to the guy who came and changed the music.
Damn it! Why'd you change the music? No.
Huh?
Come on. Why you gotta change the music? Why you gotta make it more hype than it is?
It was only two stages.
Honestly, though, yeah, I really do like He Hates Shadow. It is a really good song.
Mm-hmm.
The Tekken 7 soundtrack is kind of hit or miss for me. Like, some songs are very good, and some songs are just like,
like Mishima Building, how freaking god awful that song is.
yeah, that rooftop, the beep, 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 beep. And don't get me wrong, like I'm pretty cool when it comes to like all sorts of songs. Like I don't mind trance, electro, dubstep, techno, all the house music, like all that kind of stuff. Like the old and the unts. Like I like all of those. Don't get me wrong, but that song is just really
bad.
Well, yeah, for a lack of a better word, yeah, it's really distracting. Focus on the game. It's really obnoxious. That's a way of putting it. Yeah.
I forget what other song it was. There's another song where it's just like, it's just voin 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 voin. I'm like, what the hell is this garbage? And I just changed like almost all my music.
I think that sounds like half the Tekken 7 soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Like I think a lot of people like give Capcom some stick for doing it, like in SF4. But honestly, like I like the SF4 songs. They weren't bad. They were fine.
SF4 soundtrack was mostly really good. The only songs I like, keep in mind with me for SF4, once they allowed you to put the character themes, I never heard the actual stage themes ever at that point. So like I'm not sure how good the actual stage theme songs were, but for the character themes, they were all really good in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of them were very good. Like even like the classics like Ryu, Ken, Guile, like they were still pretty good. And the newer ones like Evil Ryu, Oni, yeah, like all the other ones, they're pretty solid. I like the stage themes. I really like the deserted temple. Like it's a temple of all those statues in the background.
Oh yeah, I like that song. Yeah.
Good song, good stage too. I really like that stage. I think training stage is like the mental asylum of SF4. Like you're forced to like that stage and song, whether even if you don't.
Wasn't Southeast Asia the freaking Morning Mist Bay? Isn't that stage?
Yeah.
Isn't that stage also just as like lag free as training stage?
Yeah, and honestly, the song was very good. I really liked it.
Whenever, for example, like whenever I'd bring the game over for like locals for SF4 locals, I always pick that stage because like it's a nicer looking stage and it's also quote unquote lagless.
I think some people might like training mode for like the little squares if they're really trying to outpoke each other. If they're looking at like the little wall, because like how in 4, it's not necessarily pacing back and forth. Sometimes like just walking really quickly back and forth.
Yeah.
Try to press a button. It depends on the characters, of course. Some characters, you'd rather whiff punish. Some you'd rather counter poke. And neutral is funny. Neutral is cool.
Yeah.
Just moving on from neutral, back to music, because we were talking about music. Yeah, Morning Mist Bay, I think that's what it was called. There's another one, Beautiful Bay stage, but I prefer the Morning Mist Bay. It looks cooler, it's nice and clean, and the soundtrack is very cool, very nice.
The one that's Sunset, it's cool, but at the same time it's a little bit dark. That's why I don't like it as much as the other one. The Morning Mist Bay is more.
Yeah, Morning Mist Bay is the one with no sunset.
Yeah. The one with no sunset, it's much nicer. You can actually like see everything.
Yeah, it is super cool. I really like it. Yeah, 4 had some good stages. I've had some good stages, but you gotta pay for them.
Yep, and they're banned.
Yeah, actually, you're right. They are, man. Holy fuck, you're right. Yeah.
It's like most of the extra stages that came out for 5, most of them end up getting banned anyway. So it's like, okay, why am I gonna pay money for this then?
I will say I did not like the Rashid airplane thing.
That was dumb.
That stage really hurts my eyes.
They also released that on 9/11.
Oh my lord. I remember when they first announced Rashid, I was like, yo, this is sick. Like, we got an air fighter, like, he uses wind and whatever. Like, it was super cool. And like, I see everybody complaining, oh, they released it at 9/11, and here's the thing, I didn't know any better, because it was 9/12. Time, right? When they announced them, like, at the festival, at the Games Expo festival.
Yeah.
It was 9/12. Like, oh, right, time zones. I totally forgot about that. The stage, Skies of Honor, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's like, it is so painful to look at. Why?
The thing that also kind of annoys me is that, like, I really like Kanzuki Beach, especially the music for that stage. But like, people go, oh, but the water hides stuff. I'm like, nobody fucking plays Valorant, not Valorant. Nobody fucking plays Birdie, so who cares?
Yeah, but the water. I understand where they're coming from, I guess, because like, it might be harder to whiff when it's something you like, we don't see where it is. But I think they did change that, didn't they?
Yeah, they made it much more clear. You can actually see much better now.
Either way, very nice for that stage. I will admit. There's also like the nighttime.
Those things are dumb, my opinion.
Honestly, you have to pay for them, right?
Yeah, you can pay for those ones with fight money or with real money, but it's like cheaper than usual.
Okay. I would even no. Why on earth would you pay money for like the same stage again?
Because some people are stupid.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyways, those stages are very pretty. Or like the morning, whatever Korean stage is, like the Kanzuki Estate, I think it's called.
Yeah.
The morning version of it, that's a very nice stage. But again, like if you're asking me to pay money for a stage that was already in the game on release, it's already in the game. You're asking me to pay money for a stage. Exact same stage, actually. It's not even different. But like, it's morning.
That's like something that should be like unlocked automatically.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I was like, oh, yo, because like I remember I was playing Ken's Art Story Prologue thing mode. When the game first came out, like trying to get fight money, and like I saw the stage, I was like, yo, this looks really cool. I actually liked it more than the nighttime stage, because you get to see everything clearly. You get to see the mountain in the background clearly. And I was like, yo, I'm guessing you unlocked this after you beat it, right? And then to my surprise, I didn't get it. I was like, huh, I guess it'll be a DLC. I realized you have to pay for it. I'm like, oh, okay. Alright, I have to pay money for the same exact stage. It's already in the game.
Yep. Much like the costumes that you see in story modes. You have to pay fight money for them.
I mean, if it's like if it's a brand new stage, I'm okay with that. But it's the same stage.
Yep.
I don't get it.
It's Capcom logic.
Street Fighter 5.
So as for other shit that I've been playing, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. So far I'm actually liking it. Like, it's pretty nice, pretty cute. Nice little like mobile game. It feels like a usual like Animal Crossing game, but on mobile, so it's a little more streamlined. My only single issue with that game is that like it's two small issues. One, it's a lot harder to find like good clothing to get for yourself, especially since you can't make your own clothing, at least so far. Maybe they'll add as a feature later on, but right now you can't. And two, you can't change your town's like little theme. So I always change my town's theme, but this time we can't. So I'm like, no, I want to change my song.
That's unfortunate.
I hate the default songs all the time. I remember,
Yeah.
like I remember on the GameCube game, I had freaking like a Mega Man banner song. On the freaking Wii game, I had something else. I forget what it was. I know on Animal Crossing New Leaf, I have what song was it? I don't remember if it's a Smash Bros song or if it's freaking. It's not Undertale related. That's for sure. It's not Undertale because I stopped playing that. I stopped playing New Leaf like early on. I didn't even get back into it when the update came out because they did like a super big.
I remember. Yeah.
They did like a super big update like recently when amiibos were a thing, but I never got back into it. But yeah, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is pretty cute. The cat is adorable, but of course it is. It's a freaking cat. So
Cats are cute. Cats are cute.
Cats are cute.
Controversial opinion. I think dogs are cuter, but cats are pretty cute. Cats are very cute.
It's okay. Not everyone is born with the correct genes to know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, they're not birds, right?
Yeah, they're not birds. Birds are always top tier. You know why?
Thinking.
Because birds fly according to instinct.
Yeah, Raven's cool. I like Raven.
Alright. What have you been playing?
Alright. Speaking of Raven, I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear Rev 2. So, recently, I've been playing that game a lot more online, or just practicing stuff in training mode. Seeing some setups that some of the top players do, like what some of the Japanese players do, and trying to copy them. Apply them to my game plan, apply the combos to my game plan, because some of them really build his excitement gauge quicker. Question. Question. So, you said you've been messing around with Ramathal lately, right?
Art about there?
Yeah.
He was just here a second ago. Where'd he go? Who knows? I'm gonna try and poke him. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me?
Alright, it's like, not everybody understands how the excitement works. That's why the more you know him, the more you know TM.
I'm gonna poke him online, see if he wakes up and budges like a budgie.
Well, stay woke, is that what it is?
Yeah, stay woke. You gotta block those 27 frame overheads. Come on.
Oh my god. Yeah, that reminds me. Din. Jump Dust is really one of his more prominent mix-up or options.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt pretty happy that I was like always blocking it, because I could notice that they were having a big issue trying to once Jump Dust was being blocked. Since the way Raven's hurtbox is he's a little bit too short to be crossed up. But when he crushes, he's a little bit too short to be crossed up, so they have to go for the overhead. Thank you, Short Bird Jeans.
Short Burb. It's like Short Burb Jeans, even though he himself is actually a tall boy.
He's actually pretty tall. Like if you put him at the if you do his taunt and you see him go like because he stretches, he gets really tall.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually taller than Soul, or like he's just as tall as Soul. And Soul's a big boy.
Let me see, actually.
Crouches, he gets.
Soul bad guy is 182 centimeters.
Just like Ragnar. Kai and Jin also share the same height.
And then Raven is apparently 1 centimeter shorter than Soul. 181.
They feel like the same height, basically. But you know, Raven ends up looking shorter when he starts crouching. This actually really does apply to his hurt box because an example I could give you is Raven has a fuzzy guard setup that works on Soul but does not work on Raven. Funnily enough, it works on Elfeld but not Potemkin, so I don't really understand the logistics behind everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I was just talking about Ramlefall. I brought her up because, you know, she differently, you know, the way her strings work and the way that his sword works. And Raven has his own gimmick, which is the excitement meter, which lets him do more damage. And there are some grab combos in the corner. Well, you know, because obviously if you're trying to keep going high and low, you can't go left or right in the corner with Raven, but you can keep going high and low with different setups just to keep confusing them, because there's like a lot of different timings, multi-hit, single hit, etc. And this can get mentally exhausting for a lot of players to deal with, especially if they don't know what the animations look like. They don't know what to look out for.
Yeah.
Even if they do, the fact that they have to look out for them makes them a little bit more annoying, and the character gets up very stably, very easily. So once they're very busy looking for all of this, you know, if they try to like option select 6P and grab, you can beat them with a delayed jump K, and that's going to be a counter hit. So you can definitely condition them to just block, sit down and block. And if you do condition them to do that, you can grab them. And if you grab them, you're essentially guaranteed to get like one level of excitement. And that's a very big snowball effect. Well, potentially a very big snowball effect.
Yeah.
Getting better after that if you make the right reads. So I've been trying to apply that into my Guilty Gear play. I've been seeing a friend of mine play Persona 5 because it's their first time playing the game, and they're really enjoying it. They really liked Yusuke because I think every artist likes Yusuke. It's like, you know, it's like their spirit animal. Yusuke. And we talked about how Ryuji is like the most underrated guy, and people shouldn't hate on him, even though like all he does is say, "What the f?"
And this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Take a drink every time he says this is bullshit.
This is bullshit. Or for real?
For real?
For real? This is bullshit. Yeah. I know, but he's a cool guy. Besides that, what else is there? Obviously, playing a lot of BlazBlue. I love that game to bits. I've gotten. There was this one combo. There's like a bunch of combos I've been trying to get more consistently, and I have been getting them a little bit more consistently. Like there's the one-hit Nightmare Edge. There's the 6D delay Gauntlet Hades, or Gauntlet into 3C into 2-2C. So there's a bunch of more specific combos with Ragna that I'm trying to get recently. Just make sure, you know, get the most out of my game, get the most combos, get the most Okizeme, get the most everything that I can get.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier, and like explaining to somebody why Lambda isn't a very good character.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of these changes can't be seen online because Lambda affects a lot of things. So one of the reasons like she got hurt really hard is because the instant block buff that came with CF2. The lag is not very apparent online. And I bring this up because I was on Twitter earlier. A bunch of guys like me, Celica, arguing with SKD and KZK and a bunch of other top players like Flux about the arcade lag.
Yeah.
And this stems from like all sorts of stuff, like when Dora first made his first tier list, and like he talked about how S was top tier, and people weren't believing it and whatnot. Good and whatnot. Spoiler alert: Izuri is good, and S is not top tier, but that depends on what part of the world you live on.
Yeah. Here
in the West, we play on consoles or PC. We do not play on arcades, which is actually kind of unfortunate. I think arcades are awesome. Like, I grew up in arcades, so I love arcades.
Mhm.
If it weren't for the fact I grew up, and I got really lucky growing up right next to an arcade. It was only 5 minutes away, and it had Marvel 2 and Alpha 3. So, and Tekken 3. So I got very lucky. Because if it wasn't for that, I probably would not be playing fighting games today, and that was unfortunate. Like, I don't want to think about that timeline.
Yeah.
I really, I like fighting games.
If that timeline happens, you know what it would be? Just Maka.
Saying, hey, I probably wouldn't be here in that timeline. Okay?
Yeah, it would just be just Maka.
Man. Oh my lord. But yeah, I wouldn't have made as many friends, that's for sure. Like, I'd probably still be playing MMOs a lot, or like strategy games a lot. I like those two games. I just don't like them as much as fighters. Like, I like RPGs, but not as much as fighters. But I'm lame like that. Blaze Blue, Persona, and Guilty Gear. Talking a lot about Marvel, even though I don't have the game, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Just talking a lot about it, watching a lot about it, because Venom does look pretty cool. I do like Venom. He was one of the characters I played when I was a kid. I was playing MC2 because I thought, we are Venom. And he sounded cool. He doesn't sound like what he sounds like now. And man, what on earth were they thinking?
They ruined him.
I'm not very excited for Chris Redfield 2.0 and Jill Valentine 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's kind of cool that like Chris Function has some stuff going on, and like he has like the tag team super with Captain America, and the Jill Function. It's so rude to call them that. It's so disrespectful, but it is what it is. Like, she has a bunch of air resets, so she's definitely made for Marvel Infinite. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
They watch some Skullgirls players and like, yo, what kind of character do you want? Like, they ask, like, honestly, Skullgirls players have been doing very good in Marvel Infinite, and like, I can't be surprised. It's a game that's all about resets. Yeah, Oki. I don't know how to feel about Oki in Marvel Infinite. I definitely think that resets are the way to go. But you know, again, I don't own the game, so I can't make very educated guesses, but that's how I feel. Like, from what I see in top play, like when I've seen Sonic Fox play, like he always goes for like these dirty Jedi resets, and they're so good.
Like, for myself, when it comes to Marvel Infinite, it's like I haven't been touching it since like for a while now, because it's like Reality Stone and Dante and stuff online is just cancer. So I don't even bother with it. So like I'm waiting for the patch to come to see how it's gonna be like. But we'll see, because like I want to get that new X costume, but at the same time I have to see what's gonna happen the day before first, because that can affect a lot of things for me. But
mostly been playing those games. Lots of Blaze Blue. I've been trying to help a friend get better. I got him. Well, not that square like ranking, not that square color rankings in Blaze Blue matter, to be honest. But I got him to pink square, which was the top level. But then he got D ranked. But then he ranked up again, so that's good for him. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, no, I deranked," like, but like the sad, like the frowning emoji. I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. You'll make it back. You play Susanoo, like it's like the online god himself. You'll be fine." Like, yeah, Susanoo is pretty overplayed online. He's the edgelord character, replacing Terumi. Jin is not as played,
surprisingly, which
is surprising. Like, if you want to use him efficiently, they made him a little bit harder in this version. But even then, they all the edgelords play like Hazuma, and like some of the net play warriors play Lambda and whatnot. Like, I feel like a rare breed playing Ragnar.
I feel like a rare person playing Haiku Mom.
I've honestly seen more Hakumans than Ragnar. Not even gonna lie.
I've actually I've only played one Hakuman online. And it was like, I don't consider myself great at the game, but like it was like a night and day difference. Like, he was like really bad, and
that's
like,
unfortunate.
I was actually doing decent stuff. I was like, what the hell?
That's unfortunate. I saw this Hakon player who, like, he definitely knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, we were going back forth. It was really fun. It was the kind of back and forth that you don't mind losing to.
Mm-hmm.
It was very fun. Obviously, I think I don't think he enjoys playing against Ragnar, because Ragnar's neutral is pretty solid. He plays Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
And Ragnar's neutral is pretty solid. He can get some good confirms here and there. And I got a little bit more wins, but working on a lot of matchups. Like, I've been working a lot on the Hosma matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey. Those characters.
I think my favorite thing is when you land an Astral and you're in the player match, like lobby thing, like in that little, like the arcade room, whatever, and you land the Astral and then it has a connection error, but it's not like an actual like disconnect error. It's just they do something to make it so that it quits out the match, but you're both still in the lobby.
You're both still in the lobby. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that?
I get that so often. Like, for me, it's like anytime. The same thing happens in Guilty Gear 2, where like whenever I land an IK, I have my thumb like ready to like I have my thumb ready on the share button to like hold it and press square to save a clip if someone rage quits or not.
Why people gotta be like that? Take your L's. L's are good. Vitamin L is good to lose. Like, when you lose and you learn.
Yeah.
That's what L stands for. Losses and learning.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a scumbag for doing that, but like I love getting the Raven command grab RCIK. I do that all the time.
Well, it's legitimate. Like, his only other IKs, not only other, but like the only other prominent IK setups are Scratch into RC into IK.
Yeah.
Sidedust. Like, I think most characters really, like, they only have 2 to 3 prominent. Like, obviously, a lot of them have a lot of different ways of doing it, but you're only really gonna see like the same 3 exact ways of doing IKs.
Or I also get sometimes I do with I get the main one, which is just throw RCIK. And
Nice.
But the thing about it, whenever people rage quit on that, it's always the same exact time too. It's always when the character is that who's getting IK'd is like scrambling in the cannon before it actually shoots. It's always that moment.
That long to realize whether or not they want to quit.
Yep. So like you hear them go, what? Whoa, what's going on? She shows up and says something. Most of the time it's usually like, shut up and stop scrambling, and then it pans to their face and then it disconnects.
You want to get the good like reaction images, dude. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what it's all about. They can't just go on YouTube and press the pause button and there you go.
But yeah, we were just talking about Raven earlier and the excitement mechanic, and like how a lot of his buffs let him get excitement quicker, which really makes him a snowball character. Mm-hmm. And something I like about Raven is his movement. I really enjoy his movement. Now, I know this is weird coming from somebody who plays Ryu and Ragnar, who are pretty basic bitch characters. I think, well, to be fair, Raven's incredibly easy, but still, like, he plays fundamentally different. Works. But I really like it. It's weird, but it's not too weird. Like, Faust is too weird for me. I can't handle like his air mobility.
I don't like Faust at all, especially after Democon.
Damn.
Batman, like, I don't like his 8-way dash. Or like the way like you have to the way his dashes work, like, because his dash is a walk. It's like you know how in cross-tag battle you just hold forward so that you can run.
Yeah.
Walk. His dash is like actually an armor absorption move, and then he does teleports behind you. Nothing personnel kid. If you hit him. I don't know. It's similar. It's actually similar to Raven, right? Where like he teleports through, but I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Arakune, his movement is really weird. It's too weird for me though.
Arakune is a scumbag, anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people say Arachne, Arakune, whatever, but. Yeah, where was I? I'm rambling so hard. I apologize, but I like to ramble. Raven movement. Yeah, Raven movement is really cool. It's pretty unique for what it is. Makes a lot of people get angry, so I'm a fan of that. I don't like people angry, but I like seeing wins.
Yeah.
You know, those coincide together usually, so it's you know, it's usually not one or the other. Like you don't find a lot of people getting angry at losses.
Yeah.
They're my fault at wins. But I honestly, I think I get angry at winning. Like if I don't win the way I wanted to win, I'm like, man, what am I doing? I'm so bad. Fuck this.
The only time I think for myself, the only time I ever get mad at a win is if it's someone who was like, they were hyping themselves up, like, oh, I'm gonna be really good, I'm gonna beat everyone's ass.
Yeah.
And then you play them, and they're like vastly way weaker than they said they were gonna be, and you thought that they're actually gonna be decent, and I'm sitting there like, come on, such a friggin' disappointment.
Well,
Like there's this one guy I played Yomicon who was like really talking himself up.
Right.
And then I played him. And the funny thing about it is that I played him in freaking Street Fighter 5. And like funny thing about it is that prior to that weekend, I hadn't played Street Fighter 5 since like Ed came out. So it's like a long time. But I'm like, whatever, I'll just play this guy. This guy's talking to himself, thinking he's really good. And I start beating his ass with like Ryu and shit. Like I don't even fucking play. I don't play Ryu anymore. I play Goki and Karin. And even then, I haven't touched it in a long time. And I'm like beating this guy's ass like 30 matches in a row and shit. And I'm like, what the
30?
Yeah, 30. Like
Wow.
let's put it this way: the streak was 68 by the time we were finally done playing.
Alright, can I be honest? I don't think I can handle playing 30 matches of SF5.
I had nothing better to do at that time. It was literally that, and I was like, it was the day where I had to wait.
Yes.
I had to stay up anyways.
That makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
The Thursday night to Friday morning, where I had to wait for like Nate and everyone to come by to get the room up, so I had to stay up anyways. So it's like I had nothing better to do, so I played, and I'm sitting there like, and the funny thing about it is that I felt myself like get angry because this guy was so bad that like at one point I got like this is what happened. One point I got a double perfect on him and ended it with a super, and it's like I had this rush of like energy in me out of nowhere when it hit that I was just like, I don't know, maybe it sounds weeb as fuck to say this, but I did like a really loud Junin Ahendayo to the guy.
God damn it. You're fucking you're a weak. But I mean, wow, that's wow, double holy shit, okay.
Yeah, double perfect with Ryu. And I was getting parries and stuff too.
Even then, honestly, like getting perfects in 5 is kind of hard.
Yeah.
like, can I be honest? Like, unless you're a steamroll character, like your job is to steamroll like over and over and over again. But even then, comebacks in 5 are so strong.
Mm-hmm. Like the funny thing about it is that technically I did block stuff, but I was blocking. I blocked normals, so I'd get the health back.
Nice. What character did he play, actually, if you don't mind me asking?
He used Ken, then he switched to what's his face? He switched to Alex for about 10 matches.
10.
Then he
Wait. I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm sorry. Is this one of those? Yeah, I played Third Strike guys. Is he like one of those guys?
No. This guy just I don't think he plays. I didn't see him play First Strike at all. But he played Ken. Then he played Alex.
They just pretend to.
No, then he played Alex. Then he switched to I forget what it was, Laura for about like 30 matches. Then he switched to what's his face?
Did he pick Abigail?
Actually, yeah. For the last like 5 matches when I was playing as Karin, he actually was playing Abigail at one point.
I have to wonder why he would pick Ken and Alex. Like Laura and Abigail get the job done. Honestly,
I think the guy was like thinking like these are like my less. I think he was probably thinking like, oh, I can probably beat these people with these lesser characters. But then he has to start actually going through like actually like quote unquote top or higher tier characters now because it's like it's not working.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but I know a considerable amount of people who do that. Honestly, it's, you know, good for them. Good for them. They like, they want to scout the opponent. They want to see what the opponent's like. They want to see, can they handle different matchups or not.
Yeah.
But I am definitely the kind of guy who just instantly goes to their main.
Same. Like,
Yeah, I ain't got no time for that. It's hard enough already trying to learn one character.
Like me, for example, like I usually go to the main, but if I have like a sub, for example, that I need to use, it's for specific matchups, for example. But it's funny that most games I play, I'm a solo main or maybe one other character. But the only game I have like multiple characters in is Smash, and that I always go game 1 Samus. And if it's a very polarizing matchup, then I go, you know, for more for more distance, I'll go Rockman. If it's more close range, I go Ryu, and that's it. Which is funny because Ryu is a straight up rushdown character in Smash.
Cheap. I remember that got memed up really hard by the Smash community.
What? What got memed?
The talk is cheap one.
Oh yeah. Talk is cheap. Give it your all.
I like Ryu's taunt. He's really like dense. How mean he can be sometimes. Like some of his SF4 taunts, like he straight up just says like "you suck," but he says it in a really nice way. But he's really dense. That's like how rude he can be. He's just brutally honest. He's brutally honest.
But I vastly prefer his Japanese voice though, especially in Smash. It's like it's like once again those examples where like Smash goes above and beyond when it comes to like attention to detail, and then his Japanese voice is just another example of that. There's like one thing that I noticed that was really nice is that like I probably said this like multiple times now, the same exact quote to other people or whatever, but I just really like it how like when you do his specials with like just the B button, then it's like it sounds more similar to his current type of voice, like the way how he says his specials, like the Hadouken. But if you do like the motion, it sounds more similar to like,
the old like Hadouken, where like he like goes with the O.
Yeah, like for like his motions, it's more like Hadouken. Or if you do like the Shoryuken instead of Shoryuken, it goes Shoryuken. No, it's like I love that shit. And the actual animations themselves are like almost 1-to-1, exactly like a Street Fighter 2 sprites.
Yeah, I noticed that. I remember when he first came out, like I was like, you know what? I don't even care if I don't play this game. It's Ryu. I want to try him out. And one of the guys, excuse me, they only play Smash. So and I was like doing the Dukin. And they were like, yo, how'd you do that? I'm like, what do you mean, how'd you do that? I'm like, that's so simple. And then I realized, like, the situation. I was like, oh, right, you're not used to that. But still, like, oh my goodness. It's like, come on, it's not even a hard motion. But I know where they're coming from, though. I know where they're coming from. So. And, like, Smash has its hard, but, like, its difficulty is elsewhere, to say the least.
So playing Samus is its own struggle, because she's like one of the hardest characters to use in the game for sure. Like some people, some people will like look at me like, whoa, like they'll like even people who like aren't too big on Smash but they know how it is. They'll be like, whoa, you play that character? She's so hard to use. And like to me, it's like it's so second nature to me now. Like I've been using it for so long, I don't realize how hard she is. But other people will be like, whoa, she's so hard to use. Like I don't realize it at all.
Yeah, like you don't see her very often. Like if you're somebody who watches, like I watch it casually. Like you know, whenever it's like it's on Evo or CEO or like any other big tournament. Like I'm waiting for the game I want to watch and like Smash going on. And like alright, like I'll just watch the finals or whatever. It's always like the same characters. You're always gonna see like Bayonetta. You're gonna see like Cloud, Ryu, Sheik, like those characters. You're gonna see those characters. The very good characters. I don't really think I see Samus anywhere. Which is fine.
People still argue back and forth now. Like now they're arguing. I used to say like you guys are all retarded to think this, but people are now arguing if she's high tier or if she's still low tier. That's the thing about it.
Oh right.
And I'm like, what the hell? No, she's not high tier at all. She's mid-tier at best, you retards.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't the Smash community like to use tournament results for these assumptions?
Yeah, they do a lot of times. Like, for example, like Mewtwo and Marth, they went up like really high up in the tier list once certain players started getting like good results with them. But then once they stopped getting good results, like no one talks about them anymore at all.
The reason I don't like this kind of mentality, I'm gonna bring up a guilty gear example actually. Who's a better character, Leo or Chip?
Chip. Chip is way better.
Not even a question, right? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who wins more tournaments? Leo wins more tournaments. That's because of the way Chip is designed. It's hard to win tournaments with like a character that inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
But Leo is the same exact game plan every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chip is fragile. One mistake means you could lose.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he has like amazing tools that other characters wish they had.
He's still.
They dreamed of having. He's like very good character, but you know that's why I don't think basing tier lists based off of character performance is a very good idea. I really think you should just look at them as characters. If you want to look at matchups, perhaps maybe because honestly, let's say BlazBlue, Mai Natsume, like in CF1 anyways, not so much CF2, but Mai or to an extent S. They were valued a lot higher, well not a lot, but a little bit higher than what they were because they were mid-tier characters essentially that were very good against the top tier.
Yeah.
That made them like, hey, these characters are kind of cool. Yes, that could affect their placing in the tier list, you know, because matchups do matter.
Yeah.
But honestly, besides matchups, look at just the character strengths in general.
Mm-hmm. Like I know for sure. You go first.
I just wanted to say that if you're looking at strictly matchups, you're often going to find that, like, let's say Tsubaki, Jin, Ragna, like, characters are very well-rounded, and a lot of their matchups are usually, like, 5-5, 6-4. Like, they don't have negatively polarizing matchups, right? Mm. A lot of times, those characters are, you know, they have a lot of good matchups. Like, Ragna has more good matchups than bad matchups, honestly. Like, if I want to be real about it, right? Or at least more neutral matchups than bad matchups at the very least. He's a good character. He's solid. Like, he's solid.
Yeah.
But, like, would I call him top tier? Like, no way on earth would I say he's even close to being top tier.
Nope.
But he's very solid. He is very solid. And his matchup chart is pretty even, you know. That's because he's that kind of character, very well rounded.
Mm-hmm.
So even then, like, I just think strictly base it off character strengths. Like, to an extent, maybe matchups, maybe because it is kind of helpful. You know, it shows like, you know, they can stand their own. But please, not a fan of tournament results, not at all.
Like I know, for example, like with the whole Smash thing, is that like Samus actually does have really good matchups against a lot of the top tiers. Except for Diddy Kong, though, which is kind of funny. Like, all but Diddy Kong, she does pretty damn good against. Especially, like, the more prominent ones. Like, she can destroy, like, Cloud and Bayonetta, for example, really soundly. She can do... If she has the momentum, like, if she has, like, the lead, she destroys Sheik. She can kill characters like... some of the other top tier characters without them even realizing it. Like especially because when people start finding out about Shine Spark, which is like a little like weird like trick that happens with Samus, where if she has the rage where it's where her damage percent is 150%, and then the opponent is at like close to 0 when they like after you get the first kill, you do her dash attack. And then you do her up B almost immediately afterwards, and it just kills them. Like they'll just die at like,
oh wow, yeah, I remember.
They'll like die at like 10% or something. Some characters like Olimar, they'll die at like 0. Like literally, you kill them, they come back, dash attack up B, and that's it. They're just dead. Like the matchup for Samus Olimar went from like somewhat even-ish to straight up like 9-1, just because of that. like there's one person that I was playing when I was at Yomicon, when I was playing just casuals. There's one guy who was playing Almar, and he seen me pick set, we counted the rotation. He was locking, he picked Almar first and sat on him. But then like, I put my controls, put my name down, blah blah, got my stuff ready, picked Samus. The guy immediately switched to something else. He was like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this.
Oh my god.
It's like he shook from that. Probably from other people. Or
Even was that casuals or?
It was casuals. The guy just shook. Or he knows about it and just doesn't want to deal with it. Like that's how bad the matchup became because of Sean's
tournament. If that was tournament, like you gotta hold it. Don't.
I didn't even enter Smash at Yomicon.
I remember, yeah. I just mean like if that's a tournament and you like the guy picks a bad matchup, like don't just like fucking last minute counter pick. I don't know. That's just me. Yeah, maybe I'm whack. I really think that you gotta hold it. Stick with the character you picked.
Same. If it was tournament, I would have rule sharked it immediately. I'm like, dude, you chose your character. And you'd be like, oh, I meant to pick something else. I'm like, yeah, no, you didn't. It's okay.
Stay there. I got the character select for like a minute, just like staring at your main, right?
Yeah, I'm like, it's okay, my child. You can pick, you can switch to Ness or something on game 2. It's okay. Freaking retard.
Hey, you could, wow, you could always just like pace around the character select screen. You know, take your time to think. Check your buttons like 5 times in a row. Just waste as much time as possible.
Funkins.
But, like if you already picked your character, then you've committed. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But differently.
All right. I think we've beaten around the bush long enough. I think it's time to get into this this main topic for today. MegaMan 30th anniversary. The stream that will end all life. It's the best way. That's the best way to put it. So for those who don't know what this is, Capcom and a lot of their marketing team and community team, whatever, have recently announced that they're gonna do a really big 30th anniversary stream for MegaMan. Actually, like literally the next like 2 days, or tomorrow technically, because right now it's fucking Sunday.
Right.
2 a.m. whatever. So tomorrow in our time zone, it will be 2 p.m. on Monday. There will be a 30th anniversary stream for MegaMan, and it's apparently 1 hour long. We don't know what's gonna happen on this stream. All we know is that a bunch of people from different people in the community or fans and shit, they got these packages. In these packages there was party hats with MegaMan 30th anniversary logos on them. They got those special special MegaMan headset earphones. I actually own a pair of that stuff where it's like it looks like his head helmet and it has like LED lights where the little red circles are. They're really good headphones, by the way. I got them on sale for like $20 way back back at EB Games like last year. They're really good, by the way. They're obviously not fucking Bose and shit, but I mean for just simple like headphones, they're really nice and they're comfortable. The light up LEDs, they last a long time. You don't have to charge them very often. Anyway, I digress. So they gave him the headphones. They gave him those party hats. They gave him sealed PS4 copies of MegaMan Legacy Collection 1 and 2, the physical versions. And they give him this like birthday card where when you open up the birthday cards, you hear this song. I'm going to play it right now for those who are watching the stream or listening to this VOD right now. I'm going to play the song, the exact thing they hear. They hear this. 1 second. So they hear that when they open up the birthday cards. So it's like, all this effort for these little packages, and then the stream being announced, and then you got people like Nintendo of America, the PlayStation official Twitter, and the Microsoft official Twitter all retweeting the stream information, and all these other like gaming sites and blogs talking about this too. Like, they're really hyping this thing up like crazy. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, what the fuck's gonna be shown? Like, if you guys are gonna hype this thing up this much, it better be fire. It's gonna have to be like freaking amazing. Because it's now been 7 years, 7 goddamn years since we've had a new Mega Man game. Technically less if you count Rockman crossover, but let's be real, nobody does. Nobody wants to. So, as far as we know, the last time we got a new Mega Man game was fucking Mega Man 10. Some would argue Rockman EXE Operation Shooting Star, which I think that also came out in 2010. Let me actually double check that. I'll actually double check that right now just to make sure. Okay, Operation Shooting Star came out in 2009. So there you go. The last game we got was Mega Man 10. 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So we've been waiting this long for something new. If they come out with this freaking stream and they don't announce something big, especially after all this hype, that's gonna be like that's it. At that point, we can fully say without certainty, Mega Man is dead. Like, that's it. Like, that we can't like think otherwise. Like, they can't even be like, oh, we're not gonna show anything then, but then like a week later or a day later actually announce something for real. Because it's like, what's the fucking point? Why'd you do that? You have to show it on this big stream. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in anticipation for this stream, I am saying right now, and you can quote me on this. If anyone's watching this VOD, you can, or either on YouTube when it gets uploaded, or if you're watching on Twitch right now, you can clip this, you can record this, you can throw it in my face for the rest of my life until they shape up and fix themselves in a hardcore, very, very big way. If this Mega Man stream ends up being a shit show, I am officially boycotting Capcom permanently. Permanently. I will never buy a single product, any single game, possibly not even a piece of DLC from them ever again. That's my promise. That's how much that this has gotten to the point now. That's me, how I'm feeling about this. And this is coming from someone whose very first video game was Street Fighter 2 World Warrior on the arcade. His first console game was Rockman 1 on the Famicom. And I'm saying this right now. That's how I feel about this thing right now. Other people will be like, oh, well, yeah, I'll totally boycott this company to do this. And then, like, you know, fucking come January comes out and they're fucking buying, you know, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition and shit like that. No, I'm not gonna do that. The only way you'll see Arcade Edition in my household is if someone gives it to me. And even then, I'm gonna look at them and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why'd you pay money for this? Why'd you pay money for this and then give this to me? Like, I will actually feel insulted. Then again, who the fuck's gonna give me a birthday present anyways? That's a whole another ballpark. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly, I respect that. I agree with that. That's definitely how I felt with Blizzard, with their treatment of StarCraft 2 and World of Warcraft in recent years. And I didn't play Overwatch, which was like everybody's favorite game of all time. Even if I like that game, or Hearthstone, which is a game I like, or Diablo 3 and all that stuff, I didn't play those. I didn't buy anything else for that. I didn't buy anything else from the company because I was annoyed by how they were treating their old games, the games that got the people into it. And I think Capcom and Mega Man is the perfect analogy. It's the exact same concept, really. So I respect that. I agree with you. I definitely respect that.
It's like, to me, like, that's the kind of thing that, like, I grew up on those two franchises, like, basically my whole life. especially Mega Man. Like I've said this before numerous times in the past now. Like I'll put it this way, my level of Mega Man fandom and no lifeness, more or less, is I beat every single game in the franchise that ever came out, like official games, including even crossover. I actually beat that mobile game before it was shut down permanently. It actually had an ending. It wasn't much of an ending, but it had an ending. It had like the most edgelord freaking like rival character I ever seen in my life. I think I showed you a picture of him once. That guy was like Edge incarnate. But it actually had an amazing soundtrack though, that's all I'll say. That's probably that's the two things I can say about crossover was a lot of the artwork was really nice and a lot of the designs of the characters was really cool and the soundtrack was freaking amazing. There was a lot of like original songs that were really good and there was a lot of pretty damn nice like remixes of classic songs. Like shit, the game had a freaking remix of Rock Band World 2's main theme. It's like, who the fuck remembers that game other than me, let alone makes a remix of that song? Most people try to forget that game happened, if they even know it exists. Yeah.
Pretty much. That's true. I agree with you. Like, it's pretty unfortunate how it's been treated, and I'm sure well, I was about to say I'm sure Capcom are not dumb, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, exactly.
In a better world where I do say I'm sure Capcom are not dumb. 2017 has really showed that people do like boss rush games or platformer games like Sonic Mania, Cuphead, Super Mario Odyssey, the Crash Insane Trilogy, fucking Sonic Forces. People actually bought that game, alright? Some people legitimately like that game. Bubsy got a new game, okay? Like,
but fucking Bubsy got a new game before Mega Man got a new game. Like, seriously. That's what we call the darkest timeline right there.
It can be darker. Don't announce anything.
That's already the timeline right now. So like we're already in the darkest timeline. Like if they don't announce anything, that's it. It's just Monica.
It's just Monica. Yeah,
No. Here's what it is. If they don't announce anything, right now, it's just Monica. If they don't announce anything, it's just Kara. I'm gonna kill myself.
Can I? Man, fuck you. That's so lame. Fuck you.
Hey, people make crossover art then too a lot, so that's why I said it.
Crossover.
Yeah. Continue.
Delete all crossovers ever created.
Whoa, that means we're getting rid of cross tag battle.
I can do that. But no, crossovers are cool. Also, speaking of Sonic Forces, so because the game's really short, it's like 3 hours. So I decided to go see what the game was all about. Well, I didn't play it, but I looked at I watched the playthrough, seeing somebody play it, and like, holy shit, this game is so lame. It's painstakingly average. He's back at it again, but not like he's even lamer. No, like nothing interesting, no challenge, no reward for playing well. The game holds your hand in every section. The story takes itself way too seriously and makes a mockery of itself every other second. I don't know. The soundtrack is okay. It's a Sonic game. Most Sonic games have good soundtracks. I'm really close to saying every Sonic game, but there are a few exceptions.
Yeah.
Like, what was it again? Seven Ring? I forgot what it's called.
Seven rings in hand.